Fafoi, he was in broadcasting and media, and they have given him Minister of Justice. Minister of Justice, he does not have a legal bone in his body.
Right.
Not a legal bone.
Journalist.
Eh?
He wasn't even a political journalist. So
that's exactly right, Sharon. He wasn't even, I don't even think he got his qualification as a journalist. I think he was just in media.
A journalist.
I know.
Then he ended up
in where?
He was an anchor for the news. TVNZ 123.
Well, how does a journalist get to be Minister of Justice, who is in charge of writing law, overseeing the writing of laws, changing of laws, and then, do you know, he already had a complaint about bringing, bypassing immigration to try and get a special visa for his stepfather. And they took him out of the job of Minister of Immigration, and then they brought him back and they made him not only Minister of Immigration, but also Minister of Justice. And you can be sure, and he had previously threatened their jobs. And I would be suspicious anybody down there that has lost their job under Chris Farfoy is a bit of a payback. Now, he announced in his opening address, he's announced sometimes people go back and pay back the people that have offended them, but he said, don't you worry, I'm not going to be doing that, with a snicker.
Yeah.
You see, and they put him in charge of, so that's going to be going to the court. Now, they made him Minister of Justice and Minister of Immigration, and William CO. See, there's all these freaks in our parliament. William CO is a Mātai chief from Samoa. They made him Minister of Courts.
Yep.
So we've got, and you know what they did then? Look how they're all tied up. Then they made him Associate Minister of Justice. And they made him Associate Minister of Health.
Oh my goodness!
You see?
Oh, so it might be our COP that's
coming. Yeah, I just thought of it, Sharon. I must do a video. We're going to do a video on that, and I'll be bringing that up. This is great.
Yeah.
So I'll go to that. I'll just use this video.
I seriously don't think Katie for sleeps.
Right, let's make the announcement. Right, this is all on video. I hope everyone doesn't mind. We're going to make the announcement. Right, okay, I'm going to get this ready for YouTube because it's going to go up on the YouTube. All right. So what we're talking about to...
Remember not to put the first part of this video up.
Why?
Because is that the one at 4 o'clock? The first part was us in the papers.
Oh, no, Sharon, don't worry about it. This is a new one. We just started it.
I want it ending up on video on YouTube.
Eh?
You be careful. We don't want the first part of this video going up on
YouTube.
No,
that's not on there. No. This is a new one. Just only started. Okay. I'll check it before I put it up. All right. Right, we're going to tell all the public. Hey?
That's what you were supposed to do with your bloody letter, and it got sent out. Woman!
I've still got my pajamas on. Got my pajamas on doing this. Look. Now, look, we want to announce to New Zealand, Australia, and everybody around that the Minister of Health, Dr. Ashley Bloomfield, has announced his resignation earlier today, but we've got more news here. This is from, who's the media outlet? It just says Microsoft RNZ, and they have announced that not only Dr. Ashley Bloomfield, the Director General of Health, Dr. Ashley Bloomfield, announced his resignation today, and because he says he was stressed, but I'd be bloody stressed too. But not only
how could he sleep at night?
not only him, but another lady called now where's their names here? Dr. Eleni, Caroline. All right, here she is, Caroline Eleni, who is here. We'll put her up for everyone to see. Here's Caroline Eleni, and she also has stepped down from her position, and her deputy, who was called Nikki Stefanagopoulos, there she is. She has also stepped down. So that's a lot of people stepping down.
Yeah.
And
did they all resign today?
They've all resigned today, yeah.
Oh, what's happened? Hang on.
So that's the Director General of Health, Ashley Bloomfield, and then that is his
My phone.
the Deputy Director of the Public Health. The Director of Public Health, Caroline McElnay, and the Deputy Public Health, Nikki Stefanagopoulos.
I wonder what nationality she
has
is.
stepped down.
Fiona, is that Greek or something?
It is, who knows? We've got all sorts in Parliament. We've got Mexicans, Somalians, you name it, we've got it. Iranians, we've got refugees, we've got, I'm not ashamed to say it now. What we're saying is that these people are unqualified. And then Chris Hipkins, who has not stepped down, but we are wondering, but we're saying that Chris Farfoy was made Minister of Justice, and we already just told the story about him, so everybody's up on what he's done, and Minister of Immigration, right? And then they've got William Seo, he's Minister of Courts, and then he is the associate. You see how they're all connected. Where's Chris Hipkins? Right, here's Chris Hipkins. So you see here, we'll try and put them next to each other, shall we?
Where are you putting your pictures?
Oh, can't you see me?
No. They're not even on the screen.
Oh, sorry. Right here. Can you see now?
Yep.
Not a
see
lot
there.
for us, but anyway.
All right, but I'll just tell you anyway. So I'll put them up for the viewers. So we've got Chris Hipkins, right? And then we've got Chris Farfoy here. I'll put them all next to each other, all the evil creatures. And then we've got Alpito William Seo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And then when you look at their portfolios, you see that Chris Hipkins is the Minister of COVID Response.
Yeah.
And he's not qualified in medicine, is he?
No, he's not qualified at all science.
So what's he got to do for such a dangerous disease that actually children are dying? Why would you have a minister in charge of such a serious supposed situation who doesn't have any background in health? Why would you do that since it's such a big emergency? And then you've got Alpito Williams CO, who, as far as I know, didn't even barely finished high school. And he is the Associate Minister of Health. Well, where does he get that? Where's his health background? So this is in the 1688 Bill of Rights, because this is putting in unqualified people to take care of very serious things. You can't just go into Parliament with your party and put anybody into these positions. You've got to put people with some background. When you create your party, you need people with background in these issues, don't you?
He's right. Yep.
And otherwise you just go in as maybe a smaller party that doesn't, but then you get, like Rawiri Waititi and Debbie Packer, you get just some jobs that are not too serious, like they can give out care packages and they can promote good health, but nothing serious, right? And then you've got here Chris Farfoy is the Minister of Justice, and he has got absolutely no background as Minister of Justice. He's got no legal background at all, and this man is writing laws to remove our Constitution. This man is not writing them, but approving and signing off on laws. And you've got him, and he's an immigrant to New Zealand, even though he says he's born, but we don't think. He was made Minister of Immigration. Then you've got Alpito Williams CO, who is the Minister of Courts and the Associate Minister of Justice. So you've got Farfoy as Minister of Justice, CO as Associate Minister of Justice, and then you've got CO as the Minister of Courts.
Yep.
And
In bed with each other.
they all are. And then you've got Hipkins taking Minister of the Health Response and CO as the Associate Minister to him. See, they're all up to no good. And then you've got
a whole lot of stuff.
and then you've got Hipkins, Minister of Education, and CO, Associate Minister of Education. You see, these three are holding everything between the three of them.
Yep.
It's no wonder people are stepping down. And then you've got Farfoy in charge of immigration, and you've got CO as Associate Minister of Foreign Affairs, so which is all about immigration and everything as well. And they're not New Zealanders, except for Chris Hipkins, who is. But they're not New Zealanders, and CO is a high chief in Samoa. So these are all the things all of these things really have to go into the court. They just step down. So those people have gone and stepped down. Well, so what?
Yeah.
It is very good that they step down, but there's nothing to. I just want to remind all the public here that there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that just because they're stepped down, that they can't go and continue to behave in this way, because all the laws that these people created, the three main people are still there for a start. So they're still there. They're not gone. So we still have to wait and see if they're going to be gone. And
Yeah.
secondly,
Well, the House of Cards is falling.
the
Kate,
House of
so-
Cards is falling. I'm not going to be a Debbie
The
Downer.
Tower of Babel.
Yeah, Debbie Downer. I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer. I'm going to believe you that the House of Cards is falling, right?
Yep.
So we do
Yep.
believe that it is, and
Well, don't forget, United States has already announced, the courts have already announced that
yes.
the COVID pathogen is not even a vaccine.
What? Announced what? The COVID.
We knew that.
Yeah.
Yes, we didn't we? The
We knew
COVID
that.
pathogen,
Some time ago.
it was announced today in America, and a New Zealand guy was there and recorded it, that the COVID pathogen, namely the vaccine, is not a vaccine. Go figure, ladies, go figure.
So those
Hey,
three
I
should
love
step down too.
Oh,
They should step down too.
So what is it? It's a pathogen that they're injecting into them. Is that what you're saying? Is that what's the conclusion?
Well, that's what came out of that news. That's what came out of that message.
It's not that I want to be.
gene altering
Is it?
Yeah,
therapy.
yeah.
It's not-
Altering, or actually, to be more.
And so they've
more
acknowledged that, have they?
gene
Because we know that.
depletion
We know that
therapy.
we've known it's experimental until 2023, since it
That's
came
right.
out, since the first discussion of it in New Zealand, before it was.
Yes, exactly. Because apparently, Fauci and the big pharma tried to take it to court to get the courts to name it as a vaccine, the pathogen as a vaccine.
So you're saying it doesn't meet the definition of a vaccine?
That's why they changed the
Yeah.
definition.
Yeah.
Well, they
changed
haven't
the
seen
definition, but
You know, we
they're
just
not
have to be.
included.
But hey, we have to be very careful, because look at the Yardley case. We have to be very careful that they say, oh, it's not a vaccine, but we haven't actually read it. It could be saying, but it's still okay because of these reasons. You know, listen, all the laws that they created to allow all of this chaos, they're all still there. And all the people that allowed this to happen, including prime ministers, they're all still there. We you know, this fight is not even started. Even
they still carry on.
yeah, even the prime minister stands down. All of this has got to go through the courts to look at the laws of why it was permitted to happen in the first place, so that it never ever can happen ever again.
Absolutely.
So this is definitely only people are jumping up and down and saying it's over. You know what? It is not.
No, it's not. The fight's just beginning.
Yes,
It's just beginning.
it's just beginning, and we all, you know, a lot of people are going to be going back to their jobs and going back to their lives and going back to their travel and their lovely families. But, you know, it's going to take the really, the people with true stamina to stay in here and see this through in our proper courts. But I just want to give a shout out here to the correct court system. If it's used correctly, in the correct way, you can have a huge impact on all mankind, and not only for 1 week or 1 month, but for all times to come. And I just want to say about these common law courts, where you've got actual lawyers that are actually taking you to these common law courts, these backyard courtrooms in other countries, and telling you, the common law people telling you not to go to the courts. You must go to the courts, and you must recognize the court. And if you go to the court and you stand there and say to them, make a statement, I don't recognise your jurisdiction as a court. Well, there's no point going there. If you want to go to the court and you want to get an answer, you have to first recognise that you stand in that jurisdiction. And then you tell them what your problems are with these people. And if you, if you've got all your ducks in order and it's unquestionable, indubitable and unquestionable, you're going to win it. And if you don't win it, you just keep going until you do. And that is what has happened in America. That is what has happened. And I'm just advising, I just want to advise all the followers of Sir Grey out there that have been running off to these United Nations and these common law courts and telling you not to use your courts. I'm just saying it's not the path that you need to be on. We've all got to change path here.
Definitely not.
And when you go into the
We're
court,
following the Pied Piper.
it really is the cat chasing the tail.
Yep.
Even
Roads
if
nowhere.
if you go to a court of law and you lose the case, you have still won the case even though you lost the case, because they will explain to you why you lost it. And then you go away and you fix all those reasons. And then you go back. And then they will explain to you why you lost again. And you keep going back until you get it right the way that you have to for it to fit within their law. But if you go to the common law courts, that opportunity is stolen from you. It's robbed.
Yep.
You're robbed of your chance. And even when you lose a case, that case goes into the precedent, and 100 years later, somebody can go and fish out your case and use it to help themselves, as I have gone to all the New Zealand Maori cases that they went to the court and looked at all their cases. And if you do that, then even in losing, you are winning because you're contributing to future generations. Yeah, and future generations, so that they can say, look, she lost over here, so we're not going to do that, but we like this bit that she did, and the judge said that this bit was all right, but this bit was wrong, and they can pick out of it from you and do something. So I'm saying that these common law courts where they're telling you not to recognise the jurisdiction of the court are very dangerous and not healthy for you, for all of you.
Well, not healthy for future generations, because isn't it, our law is based on case law, as you say, finding cases that we can use that leverage, to gain to try and win a case in court. I mean, that's historically what a lawyer does, is when they're representing you.
That what we all need to understand is that there's no losing in the court. You never lose.
Yeah.
Every bit of information that you have put there, every argument is on record, and they use it for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
It stays there, but these common law courts, it doesn't, and your voice is not heard. Your voice is shut down. And why would you do that to yourself? And
Exactly.
yeah, why would you do that to yourself? Shut your voice down. And so I'm encouraging everybody, if you feel that you have a case, you go and if you don't know how to do it and you won't be able to find a lawyer, you go and research and you ask people and you talk to people and you ask them. And some of these common law people are so clever, and they'll tell you get a bit from him and a bit from her and a bit from her, and someone will send you. And before you know it, there you are in the court fighting an historical case, as we are. So that's what it's all about. All right, I'm going to end that video now.
Okay.
Is it finished?